Good Friday morning, foggers. Congrats, man. You're at the end of the week, right? Made it to the end. Tomorrow's a weekend. Good day for you to rest and relax and be with your loved ones. To the less seniority or the less senior personnel, rookies, right? Newly promoted supervisors. We all know, in this profession, everything's in waves, right? You have to start over when you're a rookie. You have to start over when you're newly promoted. But we're grateful and we thank you for holding down the fort and allowing us to do, what we want recreationally, right? In some free time. And on the days that you're off, we return the favor and we hit the road and hold the fort down so you can have your days off, right? So real quick, it's the last day of telecommunications week. Dispatchers, call takers, they are essential. They don't get anywhere near the amount of credit that they deserve, right? Sometimes we bicker amongst each other because you get pissed off at how calls are dispatched or whatever, but I'll tell you what, when the shit hits the fan, a very experienced dispatcher makes a world of difference. They set up perimeters, they bust out that map, they're letting you know suspicious person calls in backyards if you're looking for a subject. They're calling dogs, they're calling aviation, they're calling additional units, they're listening to you, they're listening to the 911 call taker, they're reading stuff off a screen. You have no idea the amount of shit that these people have to go through, because it is. And they're locked in a building, they don't see the sun, there's certain parameters that are certain guidelines, right? The building has to be a certain way because it has to be a category 5 hurricane, and the floor is elevated because all the wires are under. It's freezing because all the machine has to be kept at a certain temperature. I spent there years, and I used to be able to go outside, coffee break, make a phone call, but being stuck in there sucks. And so we're grateful for everything that they do, and I hope that this week has been good for them. So what do I bring you guys? Listen, one of the major problems that we have in dealing with our addictions, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder, acute stress, all types of stuff, right? Our anger, stuff that is all a derivative of our stress and our post-traumatic and trauma that occurs at work. The number one thing is to be educated. And that's why I get pissed off, because at work, when you go through the academy, they teach you everything from how to turn the wheel on your car on traffic stops, cover, concealment, how many compressions to breaths of air. We have a huge volume of information that's given, and nobody tells you, hey, this is what's going to happen. You're going to feel like this, right? So, the other day, and I may have mentioned this the other day, when I brought my son home, he goes, hey, Dad, I want some water. So I pulled into a gas station, and right away, it used to be a Citgo many years ago, and now it's, I think, a Shell. But you know what I remembered? The robbery that I had there back in the 90s, where I was sleeping with my partner on midnights. We were inside of a car wash, dead asleep. A beep tone went out, and we took off. And as we drove up at 100 and something miles an hour in the middle of the night, this man comes up holding his belly. He had been robbed, the gas station attendant, and he collapsed there. He eventually died days later from infection, which is very common to a gunshot to the abdomen. But, I'm stopping just to get water for my son. And what runs through my mind? The old man coming out, holding his gut, falling on the floor. He had just been robbed. What I'm trying to get at is we need to be educated on why we act the way we act, right? Our military brothers and sisters, they get deployed and they fly overseas and they come back. And I was, several weeks ago, I was in contact with somebody that told me some triggers that he has when he goes to the beach, because he fought out in the Middle East and the sand and the triggers. Now it just messes with his mind, right? So what would be relaxing to one person, when he goes to an environment that has sand, it just throws him off completely, and he's got to really focus to not lose his shit, right? So what I'm trying to get at is we have to be educated in why we feel the way we feel. When you lose your shit, when you get angry, when you want to drink excessively, right? When you are acting in a certain way, we need to really, really search ourselves. I don't just tell you stuff here because I think I sound great or whatever. I've already told you this is not about me. This is about us. So we have to educate ourselves, okay? We have to want to know, why am I acting like that? You weren't born an asshole. I guarantee you that. You weren't, right? And as you've gone through your years in this job and you've seen more and more trauma and they connect, remember what I told you, that the danger is when you connect trauma to personal issues, right? That is very dangerous. Trauma in itself sucks and is very dangerous. But when you connect it personally, the teddy bear that your kid has, in my case, the girl that committed suicide, compared it to my mom, simple things like that, right? So you need to search yourself and find out, why am I acting the way I'm acting? We never, ever, listen to what I'm telling you, we never have a day off. We never have a day off, because I've been retired for 2 years and I drove up to a gas station and I remember seeing this guy dying in front of me, right? He died a couple days later, but holding his belly with a big fucking hole in his stomach. And I'll never be off again. Now, we have to take the steps that we need to do to find the location, the environment, wherever it is, to decompress. Obviously, I like to go to the gym. I like to push weight. I put on my earphones and I put music. Sometimes it's dark music. I mean, I can go to an opera. Obviously, I love country. I love all kinds of stuff. But we need to create our world, okay? Because sometimes we don't fit into this world. I'll say it again. Sometimes we feel like we don't fit into this world. So we need to create our little world every couple of days to have an escape. I'll give you another great example. The running joke before I retired, hey, when you retire, what are you gonna do? Man, I'm gonna smoke some weed and buy a boat, right? So not harping on the weed, right? And I don't have any issues with cannabis at all. I don't smoke it like that, especially on a regular basis, but I bought the boat. Guess what happened? I was out on the water. This guy anchored too close to me. I have to be at the marina at 6 because there's traffic. There's people hurrying me up. It was not relaxing to me. So I sold the boat. In my mind, all these years I had, this image of having a boat and that life was just going to be great. Well, guess what? It wasn't. It was extremely stressful to me. It wasn't relaxing, right? I would have to anchor out between the Bahamas and here for me to be relaxed, and probably alone. And that's fucked up. That sucks, okay? So we get trapped. This profession and the trauma and the stress and the constant shit that we're under, it traps us. And what I'm asking you to do is educate yourself on why you feel the way you feel. You don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell anybody. We don't have to light candles, kneel down, incense, kumbaya. You need to find what is right for you. Why are you acting the way you're acting, and what gets me better? It might be as simple as the gym. It might be yoga. It might be just staring at the water at the beach. It might be something. Don't sit on the couch. Don't isolate yourself. For God's sakes, don't smoke. Don't drink, right? If you find yourself doing something every day, I'll give you an in. Right before I turned on this camera, my son, was done with practice. They took a shower and he goes, hey, Dad, I had a ginger ale. Is that bad? Right? Because he's always harping on his diet and his performance. I said, son, it's not bad. It's one ginger ale. If you drink ginger ale every day, it's not good. So I tell you the same thing. Alcohol, cannabis, whatever. If you have to drink every single day and you're not doing stuff in moderation and you got to run to that, you have a problem. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you read. I don't care what books tell you. If you're doing it every day, there's a problem. And you need to search yourself as to why. You were made perfectly to navigate this world, right? By yourself. Your body is perfect. Your brain is perfect. So when it comes to trauma and acute stress like we have, we throw a monkey wrench into that mechanism. But have no fear. There's always ways to treat it and to heal from it. But you need to be educated. Watch videos. Talk to therapists. DM me. I will send you to places. I will show you all kinds of stuff. I learned when I was going through my alcoholism, it takes 90 days for your body to detox, and your body creates pain when you're taking pain pills. And it's a world of deep stuff that you have to learn, but you've got to educate yourself. Do not live in a confined world that this trauma and all this stuff locks you into. It will. We're never off. Create a safe space for you that you can just decompress, okay? And you'll be better for everybody. We should be, for the new followers that are on here on 3 a.m., we are working constantly on suicide prevention and addiction. We should be CAC, right? Contacting and communicating with people. We don't have to get formal. Hey, man, how's it going? Hey, I noticed you were pissed off. Hey, why are you so quiet? You okay? Do you feel okay, man? Do you have a cold? What? Simple things like that. Hey, let's go get coffee. Maybe they're not a big talker. Just sit there and you talk. You'd be surprised when they feel comfortable, they'll open up. Contact and communicate. Show people that they matter, that they care. You should be hydrating. You should be doing some form of exercise at your level, right? Not overdoing it and not underdoing it. Don't sit there. Don't let this take you out. You understand me? You have to be proactive and you have to do what's best for you. And once you're good, you'll be better for everybody around you, all right? That's my message today. Don't be confined to the world of trauma and stress. We're never off, but you can create your own world. Could be gardening, could be lifting, could be whatever. Working on old cars, antiques, gun collecting, whatever it is. Find your world and create your world, okay? Don't isolate, but create your world where you can decompress and continue to function. Educate yourself on the war that we're at with this mental health and all this stuff that comes with our profession, right? Have a great weekend. If God puts it on my heart, I'll contact you this week. And if not, the next time he allows me to be on here, I will be. Hopefully Monday, all right? So God bless you. Thank you for serving. You matter. Don't let all the shit going around this country ever tell you that. 3 a.m. fog.